Hey everybody, welcome to another week of Available Work. I'm Commissioner Joe Esparza here at TWC. And so today we have a series of mini episodes that we're calling Your Business Brief. And a lot of these were recorded during our workforce conference last year. So you're going to hear funny sound as far as the sound quality is great. I still think they're pretty good. But you'll probably hear some background noise there too. But I was very excited. We had a whole bunch of employers and stakeholders all in the same room, and I tried to pester enough of them to sit down with me so that, they're recorded. We've got a good range of guests, everyone from workforce board leaders, some EDs, to employers and industry leaders, and also to some specific individuals I think are just great people and doing great things for our veterans community and for our reinforcing our vocational rehabilitation. Also, some good examples of employers using resources that the state provides. So I hope these are very helpful to you. They're very quick, so you'll get in and out of these here pretty quick. This week, we're featuring discussions with Judith Ybarra, a resource specialist with Texas State Technical College, and our dear friend Vanessa Malo, Director, Workforce Education Initiatives at the Texas Higher Education Coordinating Board. So let's get on with this week's Business Brief. I'm sitting here with our first walk-by customer, Judith Ybarra, with the Texas State Technical College. And this is an organization that I'm very, very passionate about. I love all the things that TSTC is doing. Judith, how are you doing?
Doing fine.
Good.
Thank you for inviting me.
Well, that's good. We introduced you, but
Yes.
Tell us a little bit about what you do for TSTC, and we'll see if we can get into to some questions and answers a little bit right now. So,
Okay, I am based out of our Harlingen campus, but I work statewide. And for those that don't realize, TSTC has, I believe right now, 11 open campuses, soon to be 12.
Yeah.
And we're throughout the state of Texas.
What's the soon-to-be one? Is that the one around New Braunfels?
No, New Braunfels is already open.
Okay, yeah.
And already training and doing really well. As a matter of fact, we're going to have to expand because we're at capacity.
Okay, man, that's great.
Yes,
That's
it's
awesome.
part of that, the Texas Triangle.
That's right, yeah.
So all of those areas are really growing really fast.
Okay. Are we breaking any news that we shouldn't be right now talking
No.
about what's the new campus that's going to be set
The
up?
new one that's going to be is in the North Texas area,
Oh, yeah.
outside of Dallas area.
That's right. So I was at I've gotten to take a couple of tours of some of the campuses in and around. We've had they've hosted some great conferences. The one that recently I was in the Sweetwater campus. That's kind of the one I'm most familiar with, being from West Texas. I've always known TSTC in Sweetwater. They hosted the governor's small business summit
yes.
over there. I was up there speaking about all the resources that we can provide. So thanks for that, obviously, for that host. The one that I want to talk about is, I think, is it the one that's up in Red Oak that Bombardier is?
Oh, yeah. We have a very good relationship with
Yeah.
Bombardier. They do an apprenticeship program with us. And what their deal is, they started off with a skills development fund grant. And then from there continued doing training, and it's specialized training, very focused on what they do at Bombardier.
Yeah.
And it's a wonderful program.
Yeah, so this is the best example that I think is so far. We've come across a great example of an employer needing a specific a workforce, and
Yes.
they partner with the educational group, and that's in this case it's TSTC, and it's a work-based kind of in work learning, and they're getting paid, right?
Yes.
They're building a wing. I think
They're building a wing.
Yeah.
And we just continue to grow in that area. The other one that's real interesting right now that's going through another Skills Development Fund grant is graphic packaging in the Waco area.
What does that have? What does that entail?
Graphic packaging they're international. They do packaging components. But to build those, let's say, boxes, for lack of a better term, cardboard boxes, it takes specialized machinery.
Yeah.
So they're opening up a new facility in Waco, but what they're finding is that a lot of the industrial technology, maintenance workers, line workers, the training that they have, and because there's so much development going on in the Waco area, they're fighting for employees. So what we're doing is a boot camp for industrial training technology.
Okay. Yeah.
And it is a very intensive for all of their new employees because they're finding that they're at different levels, but they want them to be training on their specific machines that they use. And that's where the difference comes in. That's where we tailor make our training on the workforce side.
What type of who's your customer? Who's the folks that are coming in to apply and start taking classes at TSTC? And just kind of an open opinion about what type of person is looking at TSTC.
Wow, that's
high school, pretty broad age group, right?
We run the spectrum.
Yeah.
I do know that in Harlingen, we have had really good relationships with the high schools, especially Los Fresnos High School.
Yep.
Because what they do is they have been working with Tesla and Toyota to get the students, start them in high school with the training, with the apprenticeship training.
Yeah.
They finish out their training with TSTC in mechatronics and industrial systems technology, and then they go hit the work floor at these actual companies and ready to start. But what the companies are doing is they're starting early to get the students.
Yeah.
So that's one of our big
Does that partnership involve like using industry standard equipment? Like
Yes.
when you say Tesla, is that
Yes.
are they learning on what employees at the Tesla factories are learning on or are actually working on? Can you talk
Exactly.
about that?
Exactly. And that's one of the things that separates TSTC from, and I don't want to say an ordinary community college, because community colleges do a great job.
Yeah, and they have partnerships. I know ACC
And they have
also
their
partners with
partnership.
Tesla, and we got to see some cool machinery that Tesla provides.
But you're talking about equipment that is expensive.
Yeah.
If you look at some of the machining equipment, the DMG Moris, the Haas equipment, go into robotics, and all of that stuff is expensive to outfit a lab in what Tesla would need and what Toyota would need.
Right.
And that is where TSTC partners with companies to make that a reality, that training a reality.
Yeah. That's good, and I definitely want to see more commitment from employers. And this is the marriage of that partnership. We continue to see more need for skilled workers. That partnership with TSTC in campuses all over the state. Hopefully, we see more campuses in parts of the state where they're not currently. But one thing for that is almost a perfect reaction to an industry need. When you have an employer asking, where are our workers going to come from, and we start to turn that. And it's a slow boat to turn when it comes down to it.
It is.
It
is. Or an employer saying, I already have employees, but I need to take them to a different level. I'm losing to retirement, to those that are transitioning.
Incumbent workers.
The incumbent workers. So we get our students or our trainees from all facets.
Yeah. That's great, and I mentioned Bombardier only because I know that's a really big success story because
it is.
They were looking to fill the need, and they churned out enough of those specific technicians, and now they're looking to evolve into what they're expanding, what they're going to be looking to expanding, and I think that's great that partnership continues to evolve, and so that we're still communicating with employers to find out what they're going to be needing too. So.
And that's a good thing about TSTC is our connection with industry.
Yeah.
Because the product that we have is the product that they need. So all of our training and everything we do is based on what our companies need and our industry needs.
Yeah, I can tell you that the wait list or if you're looking to get into the welding department, you gotta start early, because
It is.
I've seen that. I've looked at that in a couple of areas and find out that those welding spots for at TSTC are hard to come by right now, because it's just such a strong program that's turning out.
And that's the same thing in New Braunfels right now. That's the reason why we reached capacity for the welders. So it's one of those hot programs.
Yeah. No pun intended, welders.
No pun intended.
Well, that's great. Well, Judith, thank you so much.
Thank you.
I'm excited. We're going to continue watching TSTC. I know this next Texas legislative system, during the next session, we're going to continue to look at ways to improve funding when it comes to community colleges. Working on a lot of the work that this past legislative session did for the funding mechanisms for community colleges and TSTC. And I know one great thing about TSTC and how they look at the funding for that is they actually take an average of once you graduate and you're in a job.
Yes.
They continue to watch what your income is and how much it changes, and they use that into the equation about their funding. So it's not only did we give you, or did you earn a degree that can be used in out in the workforce, but also are you in a competitive area, and are you increasing your income?
Yes.
As for I think till 5 years out is
5 years out.
At? I love that model. I definitely want to be a resource for you guys and to help bring whatever we can to help provide a resource to the legislature to see so what we can do to expand on TSTC.
Yeah, we truly believe that every student that graduates makes a difference in the Texas economy.
Absolutely. Well, you guys are doing a great job. I can't wait to see the rest of your campuses.
Come on and visit.
Yeah. Tell me one more thing. In Harlingen, is there a specific focus that Harlingen looks at, or is it generally kind of healthcare, skills trade? I know line they do a lot of electrical line work. Yeah.
We're generally have, like Waco does.
Yeah.
We have such a wide spectrum.
Right.
Everything from medicine, from the allied health fields,
right,
to your industrial fields, to those that are computer related, the cybersecurity, drafting and technology.
Right. Yeah.
So we have a very broad spectrum in Harlingen and in our Waco campuses.
Well, that's good. Yeah, and I appreciate it. And I know you're statewide, but you mentioned Harlingen, and I've been to that one a few times. But
I
think we'll be bringing more people out there to engage.
That would be great.
Thank you, Judith. This was great. I appreciate
Thank
you being the first up to our little booth here.
Yay!
At the exhibit hall for our conference. I keep wanting to say our conference for employers, but it's just our straight up workforce conference. Well, thank you, Judith. We'll be seeing you on the road.
We'll talk to you later.
Okay.
Bye.
Introduce yourself. Tell us where you're from. What's your favorite color?
My name is Vanessa Malo, and I am originally from Houston, Texas, but grew up in the great city of Austin, Texas.
Yeah.
Work for the Texas Higher Education Coordinating Board. My favorite color is emerald blue.
Light tan.
Yes.
Vanessa, thank you so much again. We just kind of caught you walking by, and I know this is your first time being on a podcast.
Yes.
Well, it's our first time hosting a podcast, so you're in good company.
Thank you.
But yeah, we're in the exhibit hall at the 27th annual Texas Workforce Conference. So thank you so much for being here. We partner on a couple of different programs, but I think I wanted to see if we could talk about. I think it's okay to say our favorite. It's my favorite. It's almost by far one of the funnest programs that we collaborate on, and it's our interns, like our intern conferences. So the Texas Higher Education Coordinating Board, it's Tex Works, right?
Yes, Texas Works internship program.
Tell us a little bit about that program.
Yes, so Texas Works it has been around for a couple years now. It is a paid internship opportunity across the state of Texas.
Yeah.
So the Higher Education Coordinating Board has agreements with employers in rural and urban areas. We're trying to reach every corner of our great state of Texas. But most importantly, it's an opportunity for our students to get paid a competitive wage.
Yeah.
The jobs are hybrid, they're virtual, they're in person, and so this has just been a great chance to be able to spread workforce education across the state, to be paid, to continue to support our economy, but most importantly, to provide access to our great students of Texas.
Yeah, so that's a huge initiative for employers that may not, that are looking to open up opportunities for an internship.
Yes.
So they reach out. They reach out and they connect with the higher ed coordinating board. Is it a full paid scholarship or a full paid grant for that, or is it half and half, or how does that?
Yeah, great question. So they actually apply through an electronic application. Once they become an official Texas Works employer, we reimburse a portion of the funds. So the companies do pay up front, but at the end of each internship period, they send us how much they expended, and we provide 50% of that through state funding. So it's great because we're paying a portion of it. The companies are matching that, and so it eases the burden of the economic piece for the funding part, but it also provides our students an opportunity to be able to work, get paid, and continue their education.
Yeah. So our idea, and this is what I love about this, is there's employers that their heart's into it, right?
Right.
And you open up a bigger door for this incentive to allow for an intern to be paid. I know there's a lot of like unpaid internships, and I think I've done maybe a few of those, and I don't know if we called them internships, but
yes, we all have.
I think there's all out there, but yeah, of course you obviously need to get paid for what you're doing as far as an intern. So we bring you into our Texas Interns Unite events.
Mm-hmm.
We had one great one. I think we had a really, really good one in San Antonio. And my first year going through this, we had one in the Valley, Rally in the Valley.
Yes,
was
the
one
Rally in the Valley.
That was our first one that we got to do. That was a lot of fun. Tell me a little bit of what you like about those events, about the audience, the folks that come in, speakers.
Yeah, so what's great about Texas Interns Unite is it really started off as an initiative to bring everyone together to one platform. So you bring companies from different industries, students from within the communities that the conference is being hosted, in addition also college representatives. So it created a platform for us to talk with one another, talk about workforce education in general, skills of value, what's important, lessons learned, areas of growth. And then we were all able to take that knowledge back to where we are working on our projects and be able to actually improve the things that we're doing in our strategies. So it's been very beneficial to bring everyone together. It became so popular that eventually we started to continue to expand the Texas Interns Unite across the state, right?
That's right.
So it's interesting because such a simple concept, bringing everyone to one location and having a conversation, proved to be very valuable. And so it's been great to bring all of our ideas together and then to be able to go back home and expand on that.
That's great. Yeah, and I think where we started to see is we started working with community colleges and just universities, educational institutions, and we were looking at their at their workforce plan.
Right.
And this involved training. This involved just exposure, but there was a lot of, in some plans, what was missing is employers. When, hey, this looks great, it's well thought out.
Right.
When do the employers come into the arena and start working and start talking to these students? We'll do job fairs, and universities will host some job fairs. But I think what we want to do is ensure that, and especially this next coming year, we're going to be expanding these events more so than what we did our first year in.
Right.
Because I'm just excited about these things. We bring employers into the arena. We bring them up close with the students to talk about those industries that they represent. But then we also snag them for a fun little mock interview session that we can do it. So we bring an employer in, ask them to see if they have a hiring manager. The students I definitely want to repeat this as many times as we can in the next year. And just as a heads up, so the idea here is to see if we can follow or preempt our Texas Conference for Employers, where we do about 16 to 18 of these all across the state.
Okay.
And we're probably not going to be able to do 16 to 18 of the intern events, but in a lot of those strategic areas, especially like in kind of the rural areas that we haven't hit in the past year or two, we're going to be partnering with those community colleges and the university systems, and just really put this opportunity out there,
Right.
gather the employers, gather the students. We talk about some money our financial literacy classes. We've got some fun ones that happen there. The one in San Antonio, was it Spaceport? I can't remember.
The location of it.
Yeah, well, one of the employers that did the keynote speaker was in the aerospace community, and they brought their internships. And I apologize, I can't remember what the name of that business was at the time, but they brought their interns on, and some of them were engineers, and it really captivated the students that were there to talk and to listen to these folks. And then I noticed after the whole fact was they continue to have these questions. I continue to keep getting emails from these folks that I met there too, and it's fun to see where they're at, and some of them even like kind of show me projects that they're working on. They're like advanced manufacturing, welding. These engineers are wanting to get into like I said this aerospace, something like that, which is kind of neat. So
the exposures, priceless, right?
Yeah, I don't think we could have done it without you guys, without the partnership that we've had with the Higher Education Coordinating Board. So we definitely want to thank you for all the hard work, and thank you in advance, because again, we're going to try to do this as much as possible next year. So if you're not available, send somebody that you like, that works with you, and we'll continue to do these too. So
we'll be right there with you.
What are you guys looking at ahead for the next year as far as Higher Education Coordinating Board work in your field, in your area?
Yes, in particular with workforce education. So our goal is to expand work-based learning and continue to educate. What is that exactly? What are the different opportunities, but provide as much access as possible. So we're trying to expand the types of industries that we're working with, making sure that we are in urban and rural areas, and also trying to identify the needs of our students and our communities as well, so that we can make sure that that's all matching. So the goal is to continue to grow. I mean, when do you have an opportunity where you have funding that is stable and annual, that you can be able to provide students with chances to do up to 3 internships if they wanted to with the same company?
Oh, it's great, yeah.
So
awesome.
you're a year and a half of work in a quality experience. And like you said, our companies are really invested in our students.
Yeah.
They've done an amazing job, and the students are really great. Some of them gotten permanent jobs. So our goal is to replicate the model that we have and continue to grow so more students have those opportunities, of course, in collaboration with Texas Workforce Commission and with you and Texas Interns Unite. But most importantly, give them a voice for the companies and for the students, so we can understand what is of value.
That's great.
Yeah.
So thank you for all that work. And employers, again, you don't have to wait for these events to come around to your local area. Contact us. Contact Higher Education Coordinating Board to get help with opening those opportunities. You got to think, like I started off as I was hired as an intern, and then I was hired full time. Thank you, Texas General Land Office. Back in early 2000, I can't even remember the year now, but it's important. We have to give these opportunities to students that are looking to enter the workforce. It helps with their soft skills. It helps them to understand what they want to do in life, what they don't want to do in life. All of that is just the way, and also how business works, how the world works, how you interact with people. Supply chains, it's all there. There's a wealth of folks that are entering the workforce every year. When it comes to the folks that are graduating high school, there's about 352,000 each year that graduate here in the state of Texas, and that's a lot of opportunity to give these folks. So let us help you figure out how to create the internship, and then possibly get it half funded too. So that's a big help. So So Vanessa, thank you so much.
You're so welcome.
Congratulations on your first podcast.
Thank you.
It's Christmas time, so I keep hearing bells in the background. So I hope that didn't
Happy
distract
holidays.
you. Happy holidays. Merry Christmas, everybody. Thanks, Vanessa.
Thank you.